Algorithms are bullshit. Ever since I've been making content for this channel, I've kind of just realized the algorithms for social media are just generally really fucking stupid. It's honestly just bullshit. All their algorithms that they always keep talking about are just a bunch of bullshit. And there are times where I would think that I posted my best work and it turned out to be, the most hated. Or maybe not the most hated, but like it wasn't put out to the audience as I was expecting it to. And sometimes those videos would only get like 50 views, 20 views, 70 views. And then there are videos where I spent less time on, put less effort into editing the script than any, basically just put less effort in general. And those ones decided to get better views and more watch time and more retention. And it kind of just feels like it's just a bunch of crap. Even when you go on like shorter form content, you see people blow up with like the most like easiest like content you could have ever think of. They're just on their phone or like doing like a small little thing and it just randomly blows up. And most of the time you're never even expecting it. It just felt random at most times. And it seems like if you find a niche and just kind of shove content into the algorithm, then it will eventually work. Like there are people on social media that just don't even make that great of content. They just decide to post like 10 times to 30 times a day, and hopefully one of them will get that watch time that everyone is looking for. With this video, I'm keeping the cuss words in the title and saying cuss words at the beginning because I realize that posting your garbage is better than not posting at all. As someone who is an avid watcher of YouTube, there are creators who are so concerned about analytics, click time rate, retention, finding the right time to schedule, and then you realize you're not really pursuing anything you want because you're so concerned about other people and statistics when you should just start posting and figure it out along the way. You can't be waiting for something to go viral or to hit because that's just going to set you back. And well, at least that's for most people because once you start getting the content creation, you are going to be cringe no matter what. Even if you do make it, you're probably still going to be cringe and people are not going to like it anyway. So what's the point? Like there are a lucky people who do blow up really quickly and that changes their lives, but that isn't most people. If you think about it, most people that go viral are not expecting it. And basically what happens is that they're not ready for it and they don't even know how to keep like that audience for them or anything like that. And that is just something you kind of have to deal with because I I kind of blew up with like my mixes on YouTube because I like posting house music and stuff like that. And I blew up. I got like 1.1 million views or something, and I had no idea what to do with that. Like I made some money, I grew some followers and some kind of audience, and then I just stopped because I had no idea what I was really doing. And honestly, I still kind of have no idea what I'm doing, but we're kind of just figuring that out as we go. And that's kind of what the point of this video is. Like the algorithm isn't a scoreboard. So don't delete all your mistakes because not everything is going to be perfect. Not everything is a Mr. Beast video where you have millions of dollars just to spend on the crew and editing and all that stuff because you're just one person. I mean, I'm just one person doing stuff like this. And you're not here to be so concerned about all the feedback the algorithm gives you. Honestly, just make good content, make bad content, and just post it. People are craving so much authenticity nowadays just because it just doesn't feel, nothing feels real anymore. And that's what people are just craving. And these algorithms just kind of suck it out of people because people are just trying to like, I don't know. It's hard to like be yourself on the internet and all that kind of stuff and try not to sell people things, and I get it. But I don't know, people are just tired of the polished and packaged content, it seems like. Personally, I'm not someone who watches very edited videos because it just hurts my brain. And most of the time when I do watch things, they're just either just entertaining or they're just kind of small things like me, like other commentary channels. Um, Personally, you're just looking for an audience that you want to cater towards, not an algorithm or trends. Following trends means you're going to be gone once that trend goes, anyways. Plus, keeping up with trends is just pretty exhausting. I've tried to do it. And of course, once you first start making content, you do kind of steal from other creators. And then slowly over time, you start to build your own niche and your audience and you start to generate your own ideas and stuff like that. Something I noticed when I was following trends though is that I didn't even feel creative anymore. And that's kind of why I wanted to get more into content creation because it is a place where you can just put out any ideas, whether they're good or bad. And when you're following everyone else, you don't really feel like yourself when you do stuff like that. And then you have to start to wear a mask, and that is a whole nother thing. And it just kind of gives you some like cognitive dissonance because you know that you are not acting like yourself. And honestly, the reason I actually started this channel was for it to be an outlet. And honestly, that's what creativity should be, at least for me. That's why I have so many different outlets because I like learning things. And honestly, if I don't have these creative outlets, I generally go insane like over a period of time. And also, I wanted to write a lot more because I wasn't really journaling as much in my journal as I was used to be, I guess. So I kind of just gave myself an excuse to do so. And it's like, I used to play a lot of video games back in high school with like all the homies and stuff, and I kind of wanted an excuse to play video games again and kind of just, get my thoughts onto paper or a document or whatever you want to call this. And I really enjoy this a lot. So the how I got the idea for this channel is that everyone is just making commentary channels, it seems like. Specifically people who play Call of Duty or Minecraft, and I don't really know why they picked those games to be honest. Maybe they're just doing it for the same reasons that I am, which is the nostalgia that we all miss when we were younger because it just brings so much joy and it brings out that kid like features that we used to have, and it just makes life so much better. And so I decided to do the same thing and just play some Pokemon and give my own take on things. I used to play a lot of Pokemon when I was a kid. I started with Gen 3, specifically, I think it was Ruby or Sapphire. I don't know which one. And it just kind of, I don't know, it's definitely hitting the same as it was back then. And of course, I know a lot more about Pokemon nowadays just because I used to watch like a bunch of Pokemon YouTubers and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just haven't found any other Pokemon commentary channels. So I figured it'd kind of be an interesting niche to do. And Pokemon videos are usually about, actually playing Pokemon. It's usually gameplay, speed runs, Nuzlocke. It used to be like Let's Plays a lot back in the day. And I used to watch those. And I feel like Let's Plays aren't really in right now, but I feel like they might come back. Something I realized is that if YouTube removed all analytics and monetization, how many people do you think would actually make content? Probably, let's be real, not a lot of people. Most people are chasing validation, which is fine. We all have our own goals and dreams where we want to be successful based on our own definition. However, once you stop obsessing over every upload, whether it be shorter content or YouTube, you start to realize you slowly get better over time anyways because you're putting in the hours in and you're kind of seeing like how it actually works and stuff. And you're also like generating an audience where people are seeing that unpolished version of you, and people like that whether people like it or not, I guess. Like there's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to like go viral and all this other stuff and like watch time and editing and stuff like that. And I don't really know because it just kind of feels like a bunch of bullshit. Cause I've there's just videos that blow up out of nowhere and you don't even know what's going to happen. And another thing is that a lot of people enjoy the journey just as much as you do. You start to learn more about your audience and yourself while you're doing this anyways. You learn kind of how to talk and stuff like that and voice inflections and everything along those lines. You start to find ways to enjoy making content where you come up with your own ideas and you stop chasing trends. You learn how to find your own niche in editing, your own thumbnails. There's just a lot of stuff that actually goes into it that you kind of figure out as you keep posting, anyways. So not everything has to be polished because there are a lot of videos that aren't polished that still blow up. Recently, I was watching a video where a guy was talking to a camera, just talking to a camera, and the quality felt like 2006. And this kid was probably, I don't know, he looked like 16, 15 maybe, and he was just talking about his life. And he has like 50,000 subscribers, just him, yapping on camera. And the thing is, his content is interesting and it's like his life, and people actually generally enjoy that stuff. And then I don't know, something you do have to realize once you start making content, anyways, is that you realize that nobody in this world owes you views, validation, watch time, or any of that kind of stuff. It's kind of interesting though because you realize that success isn't guaranteed, but you also realize that failure isn't guaranteed as well. And personally, when I first started making this channel, I've already posted like 40 videos, which is a lot of videos to me because when I first started YouTube, I probably posted like maybe 5 to 10 videos max, like longer form content, and then I quit. And now I'm actually being more consistent with this channel, and I'm trying to get back in my other channels as well. I guess the only thing that I can say is that you're the one in control of how you make it, and everything around you is just noise. So kind of just take this video with a grain of salt, because honestly, you can blow up out of nowhere without really realizing it. And of course, there are like some things you do have to realize about content creation as you go along, but post that crappy content. And honestly, guys, I will see you guys in the next one, and hopefully we can get to the eighth gym or something. Peace.